Yep, hello, it's Max again, and here we are. Actually, forgot to start this sooner, but we're in the library. I've managed to sneak past the guards. It's more of timing. You sort of get caught once to figure out how their pattern is and then move on from there. That's the librarian, the old lady down there, who I have to keep away from. I am in the forbidden zone with the door locked behind us. However, that doesn't mean she can't still see us. So, we want to kind of be careful still.
Oh, that one's charmed to look more useful than it is. It's fooled me twice. Never judge a tome by its cover, I say.
Always interact with things. We're here with Sebastian, our good Slytherin friend, who will teach me and this character run probably how to use evil spells. Or spells such that. Oh, okay, downstairs. She's up there. Hopefully nobody's down here. There's a book, but don't be particularly sort of see what's around here. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? Aim target. Hit that. I see.
Ghost, don't let her see you.
Where did that book go? I learned if you can move fast enough to get out of the way. Good enough.
Should be in the clear. There's no need for us to be skulking about. We must remain unseen.
Okay.
So what is it you've been looking for?
I'm looking for a cure to help my twin sister, Anne, so that she can return to Hogwarts. Because Merlin knows everyone else is given up.
Why do you think we'll find a cure in the restricted section? Does the Hogwarts matron have nothing that can help Anne?
No! We've tried everyone from Nurse Blaney to St. Mungo's. But I can research on my own. No need to concern yourself with that right now. Let's focus on what you're after. Which is what, precisely?
I'll know it when I see it.
You're being awfully cryptic.
Since, as they've said up there, we're pretty much in the clear once we're down here, search everything, loot everything, as in all games. I don't tend to think that the Hogwarts companions are as brain dead as companions we see in a lot of other games. Now that's kind of interesting. The goblin, those two people. Okay. if I was actually a Hogwarts fan or had ever read anything or watched any of the movies, I might understand the relevance. But I don't. Nevertheless, still fun to explore. Now, our friend back there said we don't have to skulk around anymore like this. However, me being an experienced gamer that's pretty weird. I know it's just best to do the hide and shadow thing forever. You never know. Don't like the sound of that. Let's see what we can find. I found these things can break apart and stuff, but they don't really do anything useful. And again, not particularly interested in attracting attention, even if there's supposedly nobody down here. Oh, good. More stuff to steal. What's that? Oh, Celestial Wand. Well, I like the cover I have now. Oh. Great. Okay. Over here to these spells. Repair. I'll put that one in for now.
Repair.
Oh, there was nothing to repair.
Who have we here?
Oh, God.
Sebastian Solo and his new little friend. Out exploring where they shouldn't be. Naughty, naughty, you'll get caughty.
Peeves, don't
I'm
you...
going to tell, I'm going to tell, I'm going to tell.
Oh, blasted Peeves! I've got to stop him, or at least get to the librarian with a good excuse for all of this.
Wait, I don't want you getting into trouble for me.
I have a way with the faculty when it comes to disciplinary matters. Besides, I like having friends who are in my debt.
Ah,
Now go.
true
Good luck in your
Slytherin
search.
there. I can understand
Now,
that.
where has that damned poltergeist got to?
Okay, we're on our
I
own.
trust the spell to repair this armor. Repairer.
Alright, guess there's no real need to be that stealthy. Okay, let's go back to the normal setup just because it will probably be more useful. And since I'm here alone, it certainly won't hurt to be stealthy. For those who are wondering, no, I don't plan on going over to the dark side. From what I understand,
Of
you
course,
really...
traces of ancient magic.
Oh, over there. From what I understand,
must
you
be
really
more to this
can't be that freaking evil. You can be a jerk or an idiot, but that's about it. Oh, great. This will be just great. Of course we're going to investigate.
That's it.
And here we go. At this point, it really doesn't really matter if you save or not. I mean, ending up here, ending up back at that gate, if you end up getting killed off, not a whole lot of difference. So you just might as well move ahead. Oh, look, presents. Or a trap. That is a cool floor. Wait, what? My gear slots are full. I see. Okay, what's this? Traditional school robe. Good enough. Just first click over to that. No, equip it. This, just destroy it. Time to get rid of some of the stuff that's just garbage. I'll have to go make it to a vendor and sell stuff soon. Okay, that can be sold, so let's see what else there is. The neckwear, nothing. Okay, all of the standard stuff we'll get rid of. I think I got rid of the gloves. No. Well, at least you're learning how to do inventory along with me. Apparently, I'll dump that one then. The other one I'll sell. So, heading out and selling stuff. Now, I actually kind of like this though, the dark. Oh wow. I'll keep it around because as long as I actually have it, I can use it. That stuff I don't need, so let's head back. Oh, that kind of sucks. If you don't have your inventory cleared, then you can't take this stuff and you don't get a second shot. Oh wow. I have another character in Charles Biffington.
Where might this lead?
So I'll make sure that he does not make that mistake, and I certainly won't anymore. I think I'll be heading out to that clothing vendor at the village a lot more than I thought to. Well, things have improved since the NVIDIA update and me restarting the computer. That happened earlier today. But we still have, of course, the loading screens, but I can sort of live with that after having played Elder Scrolls for so long. Okay, pretty certain if you fall off this platform, you die. Yep.
Revelio. Ah, I need to wake up that rune over there.
More of the tutorial. Basically, until you get your free run outside the open world, you're running a large tutorial. It's interesting enough, and you can do other stuff with it, but still. Oh, guards. Great. Killing people now.
Accio. Not surprising. Cards at the ready.
Lumos. Levioso.
Okay, guards are the next thing. Let's quickly change things. Levitate, I can deal with. I wouldn't actually mind being able to. That won't be useful in combat, though. Actually, move all of these up and bring that one there. Oh, that's nice. Up here he is. That was really cool. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking for combos down there to fill up my meter. Okay, that looks happier. I see. I guess we'll be using that ability shortly.
Levioso! Protego! Levioso! Accio! Incendio!
I don't know. Those abilities seem to be pretty good too. Although I like that X ability. Okay, what do I need to do here?
Revelio!
Okay, just testing it out to see if there's some way I could get to that. Okay, when this thing pops up, go. You don't have a lot of time. Oh, I managed to somehow pull that off without even knowing that's what I needed to do. So next time, run.
This must be the way forward, but to where? Revelio!
Okay, now we know the drill. Oh, that's gonna be nasty.
Nearly there. Best keep my wits about me.
That was tough. I like how they do these things, but you do have to be paying attention. This is basically a loot run, really. Oh, look, lots of friends.
Levioso! Accio! Incendio! Levioso! Accio! Levioso! Protego! Stupefy!
Okay, those are taken care of. This is the holy book you're
after
looking for.
all.
Okay, this looks interesting. We shall see the history. Plague. Oh, no, famine. Somehow I'm thinking this is going to get misused some way, somehow. Well, this was kind of interesting. And it's these two guys here again. Not exactly sure who the Merlin looking guy is right now, but oh, the daughter.
You wanted to see me? Headmistress Fitzgerald, Professor Rackham.
Miss Isadora Morganach, welcome.
Professor Rookwood, Professor Bakar.
We understand that you are adjusting well to life at Hogwarts.
I am.
I am glad. Especially in light of your unusual situation, starting as a 5th year.
Oh,
As it
great
happens,
plot device.
I was also admitted to Hogwarts as a 5th year. I've never heard of another like us.
Miss Morganach, when we spoke yesterday after class, you asked about the beautiful swirls you saw years ago when we visited your hamlet.
I recognized you all immediately. I cannot thank you enough for what you did.
We were glad to help.
And yes, I did see swirls of magic everywhere that day. My father insists it was my imagination running wild, but it was certainly real to me.
It was not your imagination.
Percival, Professor Rackham can see them too. But we have never known of another who could.
I don't understand. What are they?
The whispers or traces that appear when a particular form of ancient magic is wielded.
Ancient magic?
Few are capable of wielding it. Hogwarts itself
We're
is a
suffering through this
stronghold of
mainly because
ancient
I've never
magic.
seen it before, but
So if I
any
can see traces of ancient magic, does that mean
future
I can wield it
playthroughs, I
too?
certainly will be
With
hitting
the
the
proper
space
training.
bar to go
But
through this
Let us not get ahead
quickly.
of ourselves.
But right
Miss
now it is
Morganach.
kind of interesting.
Before
And I'm
I
sure
can
the
train
Harry
you
Potter
to wield
fans love
such
this.
magic, you must first master all that Hogwarts has to offer.
Something horrible
The
is going to
magic
happen
this
to her.
powerful can do great harm in the wrong hands. It must be wielded by a select few. such, we ask that you not speak to anyone about what we have discussed here today.
Yeah, bad things are going to happen. Okay, another loading screen. Let's try and not fall asleep through another loading screen. They do have to do something about that in the next patch, I think. Although it is trying to load.
Sebastian.
Okay.
Sneaking in the restricted section again! I had thought we were through with this mischief. Clearly detentions are insufficient. I'm afraid I must take this to the headmaster.
But that being said, Peeves informs me that you didn't come alone tonight. If someone has coerced you, I would have you tell me. You're a bright boy. Don't waste this.
There was nobody else. I came alone.
Oh, Sebastian. What will your uncle say?
Okay, now we owe him a real favor. Okay, the main quest, I'm somehow figuring we have to get through all four of these to, oh, where the hell do we go now? Okay, let's see what the quests tell us. We have no clue what that is. Okay, I need to still sort of stay around here. Which means I sort of need to do that. Oh, I see what happened. We just sort of hung around and waited for to talk to her in some sort of quest, and should have
Hello,
kept
Lenora.
going.
What are you looking at?
Everyone thinks I'm utterly balmy. Samantha thinks I'm potty. But it's this painting. I never noticed it before. If I know Hogwarts, and I do, an empty frame doesn't appear for no reason. There's something more to this.
Are there any other empty paintings like this around the school?
Yes, a few. This entire place is somewhat of a riddle, to be honest.
Yes.
If I can work out the riddle of this one, I'll know what to do with all of them. As good a place as any to begin.
Have you gained any insights about the painting since you've been studying it?
Always
I did
ask
discover
questions.
that casting Lumos has an effect of some kind. But I'm not sure what to do next.
If I have the time, I may look. Could be intriguing.
I've been racking my brains long enough. I hope you'll have better luck than I have.
You always want
Do
to...
come and find me if you stumble on something illuminating that solves the mystery.
Lumos. That spot must be a clue. I should look around in case it's nearby.
Oh. On a corner staircase somewhere.
All of my siblings have finished at Hogwarts. Nice to be here on my own.
Okay, that's one of the columns. There's a couple more columns.
I don't think owls make noise.
This looks like the location from the painting. What could be so special about it?
Well, let's see.
Revelio.
Quickly, the smarmy. Okay, this here is another one of these.
Off on another adventure, are we?
Okay, let's see what that does.
Accio. Lumos.
Oh.
Let's get you back to your frame, little. The moth stopped. Perhaps I need to keep casting Lumos on it. Lumos.
I wonder if you learn different ones.
Okay, well, I've returned it, so now what?
I knew there was a connection. I should tell Lenora that I solved the puzzle of that empty frame.
Okay, let's go tell Lenora.
Have you been to the Owlery lately? House elves have fallen a bit behind cleaning this week.
Lenora, I solved the mystery of that painting.
You did? How?
I found the location depicted in the painting, and then I cast Lumos to guide a moth back to the frame.
All very logical, I suppose. Pity I was so close to solving it. You have a knack for solving riddles. Natty's good at that too. So is Meat, although he does tend to over-explain. Well, I'm glad someone figured it out. The moth! I should have seen that.
Okay, now where do I need to head to get to the next part? Okay, we don't want to mess with her just yet. The gobstones are hidden all over the place. Okay, let's go back here. And travel there to get that out of the way. I have a feeling you have to go through quests 1 through 4 in here to get to outside. That's where the real fun begins, where you can explore everything. Although in here is a lot of stuff to explore, and you do sort of gain valuable experience on how to deal with problems. So it's sort of like 50-50 split, pure fan service to actually useful knowledge. It could have done a much worse job, and it could have been a lot more slow and boring, so I'll give them that. This, however, they do need to fix this.
I think I'll miss you.
Really?
I can't miss you.
You need to somewhere along the way.
Suit yourself.
I might even miss you.
Liar. Crook-eyed.
Let her finish. Compliment in there somewhere for me.
Highly unlikely.
Well, no, it's not something we need to prepare for just yet.
Are you talking about this?
No, for goodness sake. Ah, I take it back. I shan't do that.
Babson. They are right about one thing. Nearly every part of this castle is alive, and it feels a whole lot more lived in than most RPG towns and areas.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Oh, that's that woman in the torch. I forget sometimes the stuff, the paintings and stuff actually talk to you. Nah, great. We have to wait. Anything new and interesting show up here that I can loot? Nope.
You cannot be serious. Goblins working with Rookwood? Makes no sense.
It is rather unorthodox, to say the least.
Unorthodox? It's inconceivable. It's... Ah, Fig. You have a visitor. I'll see what I can find out.
Sir, I was able to search the restricted section while you were with Professor Black. It was a book we were after.
Well, I guess I gotta go closer to actually talk to him, I see.
What? That's... Wait. You accessed the restricted section? But how? Thinking on it, perhaps it's best you spare me the details.
Fair enough. In fact, the book was below the restricted section as it appeared on the map.
I want to hear everything. First, let's have a look. Oh dear. Some of these pages seem to be missing. It appears someone has got to the book before us. Still, I will need time to study what remains. Perhaps we can still salvage something useful, though it may take some time. I wonder why it was here, below Hogwarts.
I think I know, sir. I saw 2 more memories where I found the book.
Another pensive. Godric's heart.
The man we saw before, Percival Rackham, was a professor here. The first memory showed him and 3 other professors using ancient magic to restore a hamlet from a drought.
Miriam was right. And the second memory?
They were talking to a student who started as a 5th year, like I did. She could see traces of magic too.
Why those memories? Perhaps this book will explain. I'll have to take it with me to London. The headmaster has insisted that I speak directly to the minister about George's death.
What will you tell them about Mr. Osric's death?
I don't know how much I dare say. George tried to convince the ministry about Ranrock, but to no avail. My instinct is to follow the path we are on for the moment and keep the details to ourselves until we know more.
I understand. I'll see what I can learn about the missing pages while you're gone.
Good. Don't neglect your studies. Your wand work is improving by the day. But you'll want to pay attention in herbology and potions. There's more to magic than spellcasting.
Plenty to keep me occupied while you're gone.
You've done exceptionally well. I look forward to seeing all that you've accomplished when I return. Oh, and don't neglect your friends. You may be surprised by how much you can learn from them as well.
Okay, completed main quest. Finally, now, maybe you're basically off to go do whatever now. Read mail.
It's time to prove your dueling mettle and see if we've a new school champion. Meet me at the usual place for the final round of crossed wands. Also, the training dummy is still available.
Oh, good.
Meet me in Lower Hogsfield as soon as possible. I would like to talk to you about Rookwood and Harlow, and it might be best to do so outside of the castle.
Okay, I know where that is.
Professor Fig and Weasley have asked that I teach you an additional defensive spell. Please complete the assignments I have given you, and then proceed to see me in my classroom.
Okay, several quests. Let's go to the world map, though. Oh, herbology class, yay. I'm not gonna do that just yet. What's this? Exit. Go to the world map. Okay. Let's go backwards. Okay, that's Hogwarts. Warts. This is somewhere I don't know. And she wants me to meet her up there. I have an idea that you'll be needing to go to those places occasionally. What's this? Lower Hogsfield. Oh my god, there actually is a huge open world. I had not expected that. Great. I can almost, once I get out here, ignore the main quest and just start doing stuff. Okay, first things first. Need to actually go there. So I'll travel there. Mainly because I want to check my clothing and then get rid of stuff I don't need by selling it as opposed to just dumping it. Now the loading screens are pretty bad here. Finally. Or possibly not. Nope. I guess that is pretty much the one complaint. Everything else runs reasonably well. Combat is fun. But these things like drain your soul. Anyway, this is the town, or at least top part of the town. You can find stuff running around here, so let's see, we have Revelio here.
You're far too much. Nobody's looking at you.
Why did you buy me?
There we go. Always collect
I
info.
hate these socks.
Novelty socks at that price can't be passed up. Be thankful you have socks.
I'd rather have no socks than be dancing like this.
You're not dancing, you're exercising.
So if you're feeling smelly, you'll have to work it out for yourself.
And you said the charm's come out in the wash, but it hasn't.
Someone so dramatic, just like your father. Anyone would think you had an affliction.
Look around, see if there's anything interesting to pick up.
Please, can't we take these socks back to Mr. Hill and get me some
Okay,
real ones?
first, before we go sell everything, handwear. Oh, well, obviously wear that. Okay. Okay, go with that. Now change appearance. Those look kind of neat. We'll try those. You can make whatever, however you want to look. Generally, I don't use that. Let's see, headwear, see if anything's changed. Nope. Nothing's changed. Neckwear. Robes, no. And outfits. Plenty of outfits, but I don't think anything's better looking. This is what I'm actually wearing. Alright, now.
Until then, you'll learn to be thrifty and behave. You're starting to...
Plenty for your perusal today. Take your time.
Don't be absurd. That woman will say anything to avoid spending her canut. If I haven't said it before, it's a pleasure doing business with you.
Some of the stuff you cannot sell because it was, you know, through buying early access to the game or a number of things. Okay, let's go back now.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
Yeah, so once you've collected it, let's check real quick here. Once you've collected, you still have any of the appearances you want, so you don't actually have to keep the stuff. That's really, really good to know. Okay, let's see if this guy has anything cool or trendy that I want to have.
Plenty for your perusal today. Take your time.
Hmm. How much is that? Plus 9 defense. That's not bad. A slight upgrade there. Anything else over here that would be interesting? The hat. No, that would be about right. That stays the same. Bad. That might be interesting.
You won't be disappointed. That's a
Nope.
Gladrag's promise.
Okay, we had the shirt. This for defense. Alright, let's go back here. Oh, you have to get out completely.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure.
That actually doesn't look half bad. And the upgrade here. Still kind of like that look better. And for this, leave that blank for now. Okay, I've achieved what I wanted to do here. Now let's talk
Plenty
to him.
for your perusal today. Take your time.
And sell that. And sell that.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about.
Yeah. I'll see you later. Okay, let's see the map. Let's try going up there and not being killed. I know our friend wants us down here somewhere, but I just want to explore for a little bit too.
Not much of the dark. I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
This also will be a good way to pick up plant and alchemy stuff that you will eventually need. There's a sheep over there that is interested in. The goat is what Oh, those are bandits over there, or Warshot. What are they?
Feels like I've been at this for hours. One of the best meals I've ever eaten. I won't rest. Leviosa.
Ranrock has fooled you all, to your demise.
Oh, even better. Yeah, experience points and loot. Okay, this is a lot of fun. Now, let's see what else we can find. Oh, that's never a good sign.
A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time.
Somehow, I just don't think I'm at the level to take that out right at the moment.
Most gobblers in my family worked in the mines at one time or other.
Accio! Protego! Stupid one!
Alright, this is certainly a lot more fun than wandering around doing the quests. Okay, loot his loot. But these goblins need to start coming up with better cash. Nothing at all. Oh,
Levioso, Lumos, Potato, Stupefy. Levioso.
that was certainly fun. This is something else I want. Alright, let's head up to Upper Hogsfield. We'll try not to antagonize the cattle. Alright. Oh, cool, a hedge maze of some sort. Sure, why not? Okay, I guess these guys we eventually tame. Alright, good enough. As you can see, you can swim. Oh, this actually does open. Leave that.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
Don't be stingy. Tips in the hat, if you please. Spare a nut, a single, Italian.
Always have been.
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now, had by dark wizard.
There we go. Lot of lag here. So let's go back to the map now. Did what I want to do here, which is find one of these flames. Okay. Go back. I need that exit, I guess. And then I go down and find our friend. This will open up a lot more once I can get waypoints that I can just pop right out of the castle itself and into the open world. And while we wait here again, always remember I'll be doing this right after I pop out of here. Check that book she gives you. Because after grinding out this much stuff, you will still have picked up abilities. Okay. Good enough. Head there. Now let's check the book here. And our progress. Gear, inventory, collection, that. I have to defeat a lot of goblins. And a lot of spiders. Okay. Quests. Let's see. Got that. It's an extra cape. Alright, I guess that's it. Let's go back and see. Press through the main story to unlock. Okay, let's head south. And pick up any plants along the way.
Revelio.
Does seem a bit amusing
I
that
should
you're
investigate.
disrespected, wizarding school, and yet here you are basically rummaging through people's houses and stealing everything that can't be nailed down. Oh, actually, let you jump off and kill yourself. Okay, that's always good to know. Okay, collect that.
Accio! Revelio.
All right, let's grab that.
Accio.
Over here.
Accio. Levioso. Accio.
Oh, don't know how to do that one. Not gonna. Keep worrying about that until I actually look at how to do some of these puzzles.
It is good to see you, my friend.
Yay! Let's look around the
What
town
are you
real
up
quick.
to now?
Looting everything that isn't nailed down.
I never thought Ramrock's loyalists would go this far.
Let's see what these guys have.
Hello, sir. What do you sell here?
Hello, I'm Jalal Semi, and this is my potion shop. I can answer any questions you have about the town.
Any whispers going about the town?
You may have noticed we have a bit of a rivalry with Upper Hogsfield. Not much to it, but we're still the better of the two Hogsfields. Better than most other places, too.
What do you have for sale?
I sell only potions and their ingredients. If you can't fix it with a potion, then it's best left broken, I say. My ingredients are all local to this area, and my potions are brewed to keep you healthy and safe.
That will be all. Thank you for your time.
Okay, let's see what she has to say.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
Hello, Natty. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I was there, and I saw what happened with Rookwood and Harlow at the Three Broomsticks. I have been worried about you.
I'm all right at the moment.
If you don't mind my asking, why were they looking for you?
They want something that Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts.
When were you at Gringotts?
Just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic.
What does that mean?
I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it, and I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. I know that's a lot to absorb.
It is. And I will have more questions. For now, it is safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow are a threat to both of us, to all of us. Which is why I wanted to speak to you. Everyone has been talking about you defending Hogsmeade from that troll attack. And I shall never forget watching Serona stand up to Rookwood and Harlow in the Three Broomsticks. Both of you have inspired me to take a stand of my own.
What sort of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason my mother and I left Matibililand. I am not going to sit by and watch them destroy my new home.
Good. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair. And you should know that Rookwood is in league with Ranrock.
I had heard they were seen in Hogsmeade together. All the more reason they must be stopped. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day operations. Taking him down would cripple Rookwood's entire enterprise.
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I spoke with her. She was polite, but perhaps understandably would not discuss details with a student. I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching operation that Harlow is planning. I was thinking that we could investigate a bit, try to get the evidence that Officer Singer needs.
All right, but how?
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what Harlow is up to. I shall reach out when I know more. In the meantime, remember, I am here if you need me.
Thank you, Natty.
Be on your guard.
Okay.
I beg your pardon. How dare you threaten me?
What's going on here?
Guess I should check the map. And now that I've set up for the new quest over here, we'll get up here and then
They must have come this way. Think!
I've no idea who it is you think I might have seen. I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
students! You can't be sick!
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone.
Stay back!
Back here! Let me
I'll watch the light go out of your eyes. Oh, hang on! We can hold them off! Expose them!
I'm not going anywhere.
You take this student over my stage, buddy!
Leviosa, you've made a grave mistake.
Lumos.
What on earth just happened? I've never been accosted in such a manner. And so close to Hogwarts.
No, that was fun.
You're
We'll talk
right.
to her and then
I am,
log out.
thanks in no small part to your excellent defensive skills. Care to tell me why two Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders?
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
You mentioned someone named Priya.
Yes, my wife. She's the one who piqued my interest in Merlin. Gave me a book when we were students at Hogwarts. Typical hard-working Hufflepuff. Brilliant potioneer. Has her own shop in Nocturne Alley. She's a travelling vendor. Hears what's going on in the Highlands before I do.
You're a researcher?
Nora Treadwell at your service. Historian and archaeologist specialising in Merlin's work and life.
Merlin? Of the legend of King Arthur?
The very same. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials.
Well then, I'll let you in on a little secret. No one has yet managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. I suspect that Mallowsweet is an important component in getting the trials to work.
Mallowsweet?
Versatile herb. Merlin repeatedly mentioned it in his writings. I had just arrived to test my theory when I was so rudely interrupted. You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has a symbol in the centre. That started me thinking, what if...
The Mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the centre of the symbols.
Precisely. Would you care to do the honours? We can see what comes of our little hypothesis. I brought a trunk chock full of Mallowsweet with me. It's just over there by my tent.
This trunk?
Yes, take plenty, even if you already have some.
I have the Mallowsweet.
Lovely. Now, notice the vines on these pillars here, as well as a stone swell on the ground. Each trial has these features. Place the Mallowsweet on the swirl, and we'll see what happens. disappeared.
What should I do now?
This is uncharted territory. I am curious about these pyres.
Incendio!
Merlin's beard!
The flames make the pyre sink.
Curious. The pyres are back where they started.
Incendio!
There we go. You have to take all three of them out.
There, how beautiful! What a day. I can hardly believe it.
I take it we can call that a success?
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them. I believe I have what I need to continue my research. My guess is that each will also require mallowsweet, which you can find in Hogsmeade should you need more. I really must be off. Such a pleasure to meet you.
She's done. You served your purpose.
And do be careful out here. Now, I've got what I needed. I shall return to the safety of my notes and books.
Okay, let's see what we have out here now. Okay, I guess I have to go to class. But I will end here and not force you to go through the boredom of class. But it does look like once you get out of the quest area, you can do a lot of open world questing in that, which will be fairly fun to do. And it'll give you a way to take a break from whatever the main quest is. So, once we get done with the load screen of Infinity, sometime today,
I've learned almost all of the Goblin rebellions off by heart. You can test me.
I sent a love letter to Imelda Reyes once, but I think she thought I was making fun of her because she's been rude to me ever since. I say she was outspoken.
Okay, I'm going to stop here because I'm sure as soon as you go in, class will start. I don't actually want to start class. So, let's end right here. Okay, well, that's it for Hogwarts for now. I'll be doing more, a lot more, as almost everyone else will be. So, we will see you later. Like, subscribe, all that other stuff. Share if you want. Now, mind you, I am playing just normal. This is not a how-to to get the best out of everything. I'm just running around the place. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and we will see you tomorrow, or later tonight, or whenever.